Welcome back students to your biology class. In the last video we learnt about pollination and fertilization. We saw in case of flower, stamen is the male reproductive part and pistil is the female reproductive part. And we also saw that after pollination how fertilization occurs, and we learnt about double fertilization where one male gamete fuses with the egg to form the zygote, which is the normal fertilization, and the second male gamete fuses with the central cell which has two nucleus and it forms a structure called as endosperm, and this second fusion is termed as triple fusion, and both these fertilization together they are termed as double fertilization. Now this structure endosperm is very special because it gives nourishment for the growing embryo. Now which is the embryo? The zygote, after dividing several times, becomes the embryo, and this embryo is later going to germinate and become the plant. So nourishment has to be provided for that endosperm, and all other structures which were there inside the ovule, they all fuse together and provide nutrition or nourishment to the growing embryo. Now if you look at here, so after fertilization, what happens is this ovary where the fertilization had occurred, it changes into fruit, and the ovules changes into seed. Now you will ask, you will have a question, how many ovules are there inside the ovary? It varies from one plant to another. In case you take mango fruit or a mango flower, you will see that there is only one seed. So it has only one ovule. But in case of an apple or a papaya or a watermelon, you will see there are numerous seeds. So it depends upon the number of ovules which is present earlier in the flower, and those many number of seeds are found in the fruit. And these seeds under favorable conditions will germinate into a small plant and then grow into a tree depending upon the type of plant. So before we proceed to the other topics, we will just go through the structure of seeds. I have drawn here the structure of a bean seed. You can see here that it is the shape of a kidney. The outermost layer of the seed is termed as seed coat. Earlier, the ovules would have been covered with many layers of integuments or outer coverings. These integuments later become the seed coat. And then if you see these two, I have drawn a structure where we have just removed both the cotyledons. So these structures are called as cotyledons. You know that in case of dicotyledonous plants, they have two cotyledons, and in case of monocots, like in case of cereals and grasses, they have only one cotyledon. So this is a dicot seed. So when you just soak it in water and you just break it, you will get both the cotyledons, and then you will be able to observe the internal structure. So these are the cotyledons, and if you see internally, you can see a small structure at the top which is called as plumule. And what is a plumule? Plumule is nothing but the future shoot. And then below the plumule, you will see another small structure which is called as the radicle. And radicle is going to become the future root. So whenever a seed germinates, it is first the radicle which emerges out because it has to provide support. It has to get into the soil to obtain nutrients. Later the plumule or the shoot emerges out. And once the plumule, as long as the radicle and the plumule grows, nourishment is provided by the cotyledon which has the endosperm in it. So once the plumule or the shoot emerges out and the first leaf appears, then the cotyledon also withers away, because now the leaf is able to prepare food for the plant, it is able to nourish the entire plant. Now this is the structure of another dicot seed which is included in your syllabus, gram or chickpea. You have this brown chana. So if you just soak it for a few hours, and then if you just open it up, open both the cotyledons, then this is what you will be able to observe. So usually the seeds, they have two seed coats, testa and tegumen. Two layers of seed coat, testa and tegumen. And if you will see, you will be able to see a line or an axis in between the two cotyledons. This line is called as the embryo axis, which separates both the cotyledons. This is also called as tigellum, embryo axis or tigellum. Then while learning fertilization, I told you that the pollen tube grows through the stigma style and enters inside the ovule through a small pore, and this pore is called as micropyle. So if you see here, even here in the seed, this small pore is there. That is the reason why when you place it inside water, after sometimes it becomes turgid. So water is able to enter through this pore. So this pore is termed as micropyle. So when you just open both the cotyledons, you will be able to get a clearer picture. So these are the two cotyledons surrounded by two layers of seed coat, and above you can see that a small structure which is nothing but the plumule or the future shoot, and below you can see the radicle which is going to become the future root. So I hope this structure of seed is clear to you. So what you can do is, today you can just try soaking this chickpea seeds, few of them, a spoon of chickpea seeds in water for around 4 to 5 hours, and then you can just open and check. You will be able to see this structure. In the next class, we will be learning the next topic. So until we meet in the next class, goodbye children.